So our next speaker, Dr. Shaheen Ansari, is an education specialist, and he is going to talk about the child-specific human rights and how there is a reciprocal relationship between the children, the disasters, and human rights. How they are violated the most, or the maximum, I should say, in case of vulnerable child being the recipient of care or humanitarian aid, etc., in the event of a disaster. Dr. Shaheen, let me introduce himself to you. Dr. Shaheen has done his doctorate from Jawaharlal Nehru University and has been working in the field of development sector for more than 20 years. He has worked with national and international organizations like UNESCO, Child Fund International, and Council for Social Development. Presently, he is working as education and emergency specialist with Child Rights and Youth CRI. His focus area is child protection and child rights during disasters and emergency. His expertise is on education and social and emotional learning. He is a blogger and regularly writes on education-related issues. I request Dr. Shaheen to please come over and share his experience.
We can't hear any.
So he's going to detailed discussion. I've just shared the core thing which is related to all of us and which we should discuss on, ponder on this thing. So he says, look, I will do that. Okay. So he said, look. Everything which was created by God has to perform worship. जिसको भी भगवान ने खुदा ने बनाया है उसको पूजा करना, worship करना. He started with this. And then he said the same way. He shared 3 examples, like what about the worship of a river? एक नदी का पूजा, इबादत, worship क्या हो सकता है? You have to. If the river wishes to give water to passerby, to animals, to human, what is the worship of a tree? एक पौधा का worship क्या हो सकता है? Suppose what if a tree stop giving the giving the oxygen, stop giving fruits, stop giving the shadow, है ना? And similarly, what will the worship of a sun? सूरज का क्या उपासना हो सकता है, बात हो सकती है? Suppose if sun stop giving you the sunlight, the heat. Similarly, human being has been created for some purpose. So I'm just repeating the Professor Santosh Kumar's why we are born. So we have to think why we are born, why sun is there, why river is there, why tree is there. Similarly, God has created us. अगर हमारा कोई उपयोग नहीं है, then we are not performing our duty. आप कितना भी मस्जिद जाएं, गुरुद्वारा जाएं, if you are not performing our duty means like sun, like river, like tree, then we are not performing our why we are born. So this just start because it reminded me the story of Nizam. I thought we should start with this. So yeah, human rights, child justice. So these are the things we should know because during the crisis, and now these are developed, but slowly and gradually we are focusing on children. Earlier there was little focus on children and more focus on just one kind of service to everybody. So, but slowly and gradually started learning. So, one of the community human right, Manav Adhikar. Can somebody explain what is the human right? कोई भी कभी आपने सोचा भी है, thought what is human right? Anybody? ठीक है, हाँ. There is nothing wrong. You have to just express आपके दिमाग में मानव अधिकार का मतलब क्या होता है. What do you think about human rights? Then तभी हम बाल अधिकार की बात कर पाएंगे. Yes, रोटी कपड़ा and right? Yes, yeah. फ्रीडम स्पीक, बोलने का अधिकार, सांस लेने का अधिकार, है ना। और ये किसको मिलता है? इंसान को। कोई भी इंसान जिसका जन्म इस धरती पर हुआ है, चाहे किसी जात का हो, किसी धर्म का हो, किसी रेस रिलीजन का हो, he she has that human right to live with dignity, जो सर ने एक्सप्लेन किया है। आई डोंट वांट टू, है ना। सो आप यू राइट। सो ये मानव अधिकार, ये ह्यूमन राइट्स स्टार्टेड मच अर्लियर, इज प्री एरा, it started from BC, very historical, but throughout the process in 1948 it was given a documented form. It was asked every country to abide by this right, that if there is a child, there is a human, she has certain bare minimum, जीने के लिए, एक इंसान को जीने के लिए जिस चीज की जरूरत है, that is his or her right, human right, and that was by UNO, but in every country it has to be followed. In India we have National Human Rights Commission. Currently उनका चेयरमैन है जस्टिस अरुण कुमार मिश्रा, he was Chief Justice of India and now he is a chairman of NHRC, which takes care of human rights in India. And as we discussed, there are bare minimum which cannot be compromised. So every human has this right. As discussed in 1948, this was declared. It's called the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, right? Which was a milestone in the movement for human rights. And this I say, you say right to speak, freedom, health, everything which makes a human, give a human being a dignified life. It all covers everything. From there comes Bal Adhikar, child rights. Okay, then what could be the child rights? Yeah. Education, good. Literacy, food, vaccination, right? So these all things should be there when we are into disaster environment. And जब हम disaster management की बात करते हैं, जब disaster होता कहीं पे, so education, health, all those things which are should be there. So these are additional to human right. एक बच्चा भी इंसान है, so automatically she gets those all the human rights, but additionally she or he given our rights that is called child rights, in which so again the child rights, it started way back in 1924. बाल अधिकार की बात जो है 1924 शुरू हुई थी, but in 1989 it was UN decided that we should have a convention and then every country should ratify it. So every country in the world agreed to this UNCRC. Can you tell me which country did not agree? एक देश है जिसने कहा कि हम इस अधिकार को नहीं मानते, यूएन still that country has not signed it. Guess कीजिए, yes you can guess. बच्चों के लिए वियतनाम, और कौन? नॉर्थ कोरिया। लेट मी सी द वाइल्ड गेस, और क्या हो सकता है? That's one country who has not signed yet. रशिया और पाकिस्तान, अफगानिस्तान, अब तक जो भी नाम आए नहीं है, ईरान भी नहीं है, यूनाइटेड स्टेट ऑफ अमेरिका। आप लोग गूगल कर लीजिएगा इसको। यूनाइटेड स्टेट ऑफ अमेरिका इज द ओनली कंट्री हु इज अगेंस्ट टू साइन विद रैटिफाइड। सो अब, और हम लोगों ने कब किया था इसको? 92 में। बना कब था ये? 89। So we are far ahead in the, see what I'm trying to say, we are far ahead in many things. We are the moment we became independent, we give women's right to vote. There are many countries, progressive, so-called progressive countries, they give right to, franchise to women much later. So yeah, बच्चा क्या होता है? About who is child? When we talk about child right? When you see child, what definition comes to your mind? Huh? सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है? Yeah? Less than 13 is okay. Don't worry. We are not being marked. There is no need to be marking. Yes? Anyone else? Okay, ठीक है. और depending on someone. Anyone else can add value to this argument? किसी ने नई शिक्षा नीति पढ़ी है? क्या उसका नई शिक्षा नीति? उसमें बच्चे के लिए क्या बात किया गया है? Okay. So any human being who is 18 years or less than 18 years is a child. कोई भी इंसान जिसका उम्र 18 या उससे कम है वो क्या है? बच्चा है. So when we talk about child rights, we talk of a human being in the age group of 0 to 18 years. But a child, according to government of India, बच्चे का उम्र जो है पैदा होने से पहले ही शुरू होता है. Can you tell me which, from where you are health? बच्चे का एज जो है पैदा होने से पहले शुरू होता है. बच्चे का जीवन जो है 20 weeks after pregnancy. 20 weeks के बाद you cannot abort. 20 weeks है ना. अभी जो 2001 में एक्ट आता है अमेंडमेंट एक्ट, that's it. If गर्भवती जो है गर्भ है 20 हफ्ते का है 20 weeks, then you cannot abort. That means that the government of India recognizes child from that period. So from that period to 18 years of age, we have to, when we talk about disaster risk reduction, we have to plan that way. In that phase, it got nutrition, it got vaccination, all those things come. So there are 41 kind of rights which UNCRC says, and those all rights has been categorized by practitioner or child rights activists into 4 broad categories, right? And those 4 broad categories are survival, development, protection, and participation. Why I'm sharing this thing about, because we should know when we are into the disaster situation, we should know that this child needs these rights of education, health, survival, right? So I will introduce merely about some rights. Then we move to the how to interact, with the children, how children and adults can work together. So when you talk about right to survival, what things come to your mind? जीने का अधिकार, एक बच्चे के जीने का अधिकार. What do you think? Think about situation in disaster. You are in some disaster. You are in, suppose a few weeks back, you are in Shimla. There was a flood, and a bacha hai, and pregnant mother hai, and what will come to? जीने का अधिकार. What do you mean? ठीक ठीक है,
चाहे वो स्वास्थ्य
आप सही बोल रहे हैं, जस्ट से देयर नथिंग रॉन्ग, वी ऑल क्लोज, वी आर, यू नो, डू सो या
आपदा के और आपदा के हर वो चाहे वो स्वास्थ्य हो, चाहे वो बीमारी हो, चाहे वो कुछ भी और हो,
या
बाहर और माँ को आपके मतलब बचने का और बाहर बचाने का।
राइट, आप उनकी तारीफ ला सकते हैं अपने साथी के लिए। यस राइट, तो व्हेन वी थिंक अबाउट राइट टू सर्वाइवल, as this said earlier, 20 weeks after you cannot abort, then right to burn, वहीं से आता है जन्म लेने का अधिकार। We as a fundamental right is the right guaranteed in the constitution, कि अगर 20 weeks का कंसेशन होता है, that child has a right to burn. Then right to minimum standard of food, somebody was sharing खाना है ना, you are saying food, shelter and clothing, roti kapda aur makan, yes, and right to live with dignity. Right to live with dignity, sir also shared. What do you mean by right to live with dignity in the context of a child? In the context of a child, right to live with dignity क्या मतलब होता है? What do you think? Yes, why? Yes. ठीक है, हाँ जी, right, और कोई राइट टू लिव डिग्निटी, डिग्निटी का वर्ड मतलब डिग्निटी मतलब है ना, सो और कोई, ठीक है, एनी चाइल्ड हु इज बॉर्न इन दिस ऑन दिस लैंड, इंडिया में जो भी बच्चा पैदा होता है उसको डिग्निफाइड लाइफ के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक जजमेंट आया था, 19 क्रिश्चियन जजमेंट बोलते हैं उसको, उन्हीं के जजमेंट के बाद ये राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट की बात शुरू हो गई थी, जो 2002 में अमेंडमेंट आया था, 2009 में क्या आया था, राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट। सो अब इफ अ चाइल्ड इज नॉट गेटिंग प्रॉपर एजुकेशन, if a child is not getting proper shelter, if a child is not getting proper health care, that means we are failing in providing right to life to a child. We as a nation will be failing. आपके पड़ोस में हो रहा है तो आप फेल हो रहे हैं, हमारे पड़ोस में हम फेल हो रहे हैं, because our life without education, without health, without nutritious food is not a dignified life. Yeah. Again, we shared, somebody shared that nutrition, protection, medical care is all part of the right to survival. Right to development, विकास का अधिकार, हम बच्चे के विकास अधिकार की बात कर रहे हैं अभी, हम देश के विकास अधिकार की बात करते हैं, डिफरेंट डिस्कोर्स। Here we are talking about right to development of a child from बच्चे पर्सपेक्टिव से, बाल विकास, बच्चे का विकास का अधिकार। So when I say this child has right to development, what do you think? What should he or she get? Very good education, proper nutrition, good, सही बात बोल रहे हैं, या और कुछ? So yeah. So when we have right of development, children have the right to all form development, and from childhood, we should consider there are 3 pillars of development of a child. There are many others also covering that. Mainly, we have to take care of 3. 1, emotional development. 2, mental development. And 3, physical development. These all are interlinked. Why emotional development? Why emotional development is required? एक बच्चे के लिए इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट क्यों जरूरी है?
एक बच्चा की जब पैदा होता है उसका जो स्टेज होता है वो स्टेज होता है, बहुत विदाउट इमोशनल किया गया बच्चे को हाँ बच्चे मेंटल मतलब माइंड का डेवलप नहीं होता है सर और उस टाइम हम लोग को इमोशनल सपोर्ट देना होगा
Right, you're right.
डांटिएगा मेंटल डेवलपमेंट अलग तरीके से
सही है, अगर बच्चों को डांट दीजिएगा अगले बार सवाल नहीं करेगा, वो सवाल नहीं करेगा तो सोचना बंद कर देगा। जो भी बच्चा सवाल कर रहा है इसका मतलब ही or she is thinking person, he is very right। और so if you see na emotional support is very important if a child, it is a established research that if a child is not getting emotional support in the childhood, he or she may be a different kind of person in the later stage. So for proper, that's why if you see earlier, children and in the joint family, children used to be much loved on because the taya, the chacha, grandparents, all were there to support him or her. This emotional support is very important in this nuclear family age because most of the nuclear family, husband goes to father and mother both are working and children are at home. So we have to work on this emotional development, how we can fulfill this thing. Mental development through education and learning, that we have discussed about this later, and physical development through recreation, play and nutrition. These all are very important, and this is important during, if not even at least after the disaster, when we are recovery stage, post disaster scenario. We have to provide emotional support to a child. We have to provide foods. We have to provide bat ball, we have to provide football, all those things, because for a child they don't know what happened. Immediately after the disaster, when we are working on recovery, we should not only focus on food, medicine, all those things. We have to focus on children with what they are want: books, storytelling, game, football, cricket, all those things. Yeah, right to development. We know recently we have there was a Right to Education Act in 2009, and currently we have National Education Policy (NEP). So I will not go in detail, but I just like to know what is different between both the act and the policy. Any idea? What is the age group they are covering, and why? Right to Education Act, since we have less time, so I'll just Right to Education Act covers children in the age group of 6 to 14 years, right? So, and National Education Policy, which is NEP, उसको हम लोग नई शिक्षा नीति भी कहते हैं, right? ये इसके एज ग्रुप क्या बात करता है ये? 6 to 18 years, or anyone else? 3 to 18 years. Okay. Now the question arises now. Why? Why government decided to increase from 14 to 18 years a year cover from 3 to 6 years? First, let us discuss about 3 to 6 years. Why the government thought about this? इसके पीछे क्या लॉजिक हो सकता है? आप लोग कभी सोचा आपने?
टेक्नोलॉजी एडवांसमेंट,
ठीक, और from health point of view, from biology point of view, ठीक है, this also अभी 3 to 6 sir, 3 to 6 right, इनके लिए आप तालीम गा सकते हैं 75 to 80%, depend on the kind of development environment. 75 to 80% माइंड, मस्तिष्क, दिमाग का डेवलपमेंट 6 साल से पहले हो जाता है. The government thought if the mind, if your brain is developed before 6 years and you started working after 6 years, you are missing the major part of the development, isn't it? जब बच्चे का 80%, जैसे किताब है, आपने 80% लिख दिया, 20% बचा ना आपके पास, तो यू हैव ऑलरेडी क्या लिखा है उस किताब में 80% यू डोंट नो. द चाइल्ड वाज ब्लैंक व्हेन शी वाज born, but reaching up to 5 years, 6 years, her or his 80% of the book was filled with whatever kind of environment she gets, where he goes or she goes. So government decided, let us start writing when she or he is blank, her mind is blank. That's why he started in new education policy, Nai Shiksha Niti, the government decided to cover from 3 to 18 years. Okay, right? There are many reasons, but main rest you may discuss and explore. There are Google. Now, why government decided to increase the age from 14 to 15 years?
For the working meditation is over by that period, and after that the child can thinking that he just dance
Yeah, you're right. It's 14 years के एज में कौन सा क्लास पास करता है वो? 8. So you have this. Yeah. So yeah, now you are right. Others, why government decided to include 14 to 18 years in new education policy, नई शिक्षा नीति?
सर, ये प्राइमरी एजुकेशन, बेसिक एजुकेशन, उसके बाद हो जा रहा है स्पेशलाइज्ड एजुकेशन. So basic.
When we are talking from the point of your right, अधिकार, है ना, and right to live with dignity. आप सही कर रहे हैं. हम कह रहे हैं अभी इस सवाल को दिमाग में रखिए, right? Yeah, you are right. Don't. I'm just saying when you are saying, we also keep कि कौन से अधिकार का वो उसको मिलेगा. What kind of horizon he or she will be open for? वो कौन सा दुनिया है उसके लिए खुल जाएगा when वो 12वीं पास करेगी इंस्टेड ऑफ 8वीं पास करने. मैंने आप हिंट दे दिया. 12वीं पास करके क्या कर सकते हो आप लोग? कौन सा कोर्स है जो 12वीं से पहले होता है? Can you become MBBS, lawyer, डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर? नो, सबके लिए क्या जरूरत है? 12 and ITI can, but we don't want our children to just go for ITI. We want. It's one of the
for technical knowledge.
Yes, so right. When a child is when we were educating, we were saying that the right of these children are being, sidelined. If a child, when you talk right, you're talking about the right from all, not those children who can afford. हम तो पढ़ लिए. When we're talking about right, we talk all the children in the age of 3 to 18 years in India, irrespective of her religion, her race, her income, her parents' income, है ना, लोकेशन, कहीं भी पैदा हो, किसी भी जात धर्म का हो, हर बच्चे को 12वीं तक पढ़ने का अधिकार मिलना चाहिए. ये yes.
Just mention every child has the right to be educated till the age of 18. But a child labor act is till age of 14.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But उसमें जो है वो बच्चे, देखिए वो तो उस पे भी बात हो रही है कि एज को बढ़ाने की बात हो रही है ना. हम लोग जो चाइल्ड राइट्स पे काम करते हैं, हम लोग का मानना है वो जो है 18 साल तक का बच्चा कोई काम ना करे. You're right. Very good question. Very good. हाँ, लेकिन उस एक्ट की वजह से उस बच्चे का अधिकार पढ़ने का खत्म नहीं होता है। यू गेटिंग मी? उसमें ये कहता है एक्ट कि जो बच्चा 14 से ऊपर है वो काम कर सकता है, कर सकती है, बट वो नहीं कहता है कि वो बच्चा पढ़ नहीं सकता है, नहीं सकती।
Some of the states have filed this, for example, Rajasthan passed on a resolution in 2012, raising the age for child labor from 14 to 18 years. So there is a lot of debate, the Child Marriage Act, Child Labor Act, और जो बाकी जो एजुकेशन वाले जो child की definition, they should harmonize. So that is also a reason of bringing 18 here, and there is a lot of debate in the Child Labor Act also to the section for this.
बस ठीक। सो अब हम थोड़ा फास्ट चलेंगे, उधर से मैसेज आ गया है उनको। सो वी कैन डिस्कस ओवर द कप ऑफ टी इफ देयर इज एनी क्वेश्चन, राइट? अब बाद में बात कर सकते हैं। यू हैव माय सो राइट टू प्रोटेक्शन, सुरक्षा का अधिकार। व्हेन आप सोचते हैं क्या होता है?
Social protection.
देखिए हम लोग वी आर इन अर्बन सिटी, बट देयर आर मेनी चिल्ड्रेन इन रूरल एरिया हु हैज टू वॉक अलॉट। They are flood, he has to walk. You may have seen the photograph in newspaper that in Uttarakhand people are walking. There is a ropeway. They are going. They have to walk through the jungles. So when we turn, what are the perceived risks? We have to ensure that the child is protected. I will share this PPT is there. You can. Again, the same thing, we have to create a safety net where a child is free to walk into the school, come out of the school, and there is no, violence she or he faces on the way to school or in the school. Yeah. And participation का मतलब क्या था? What is the right to participation? When I'm saying right to participation, I am talking about a child.
सर हर बच्चा को हमें पार्टिसिपेट करने का, हर बच्चे को पार्टिसिपेट करने का और कोई से रोक नहीं सकता।
अच्छा ठीक। और हाँ, यस, डिसीजन मेकिंग, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्टिसिपेशन। उस बच्चे के लिए जो बन रहा है, क्या उसमें उसका सहभागिता है? Is she participating in the decision making process of what is being decided by her parent, her teacher, principal of the school, or director, ma'am, and anybody? So that is the participation. कितना मिनट है मेरे पास? अच्छा खत्म हो चुका है। अच्छा ठीक है। So I'm just have quick about this. That was the main thing. Yeah. So I will just not go through the. What is the reciprocal relationship? What do you mean by this? यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Reciprocal relationship in your school. हाँ, हम लोग ऐसा काम करें, that we should help each other. हमारे काम से जो whatever the benefit to each other. Or when I'll share a few names. I would like to know whether you know these children, because in climate change they have played a very. I'm just giving you a hint. There is one person, Lisi Priya Kanjugam. She is from northeast area. I will share. I'll just give another name. Haziq Kazi is from Pune. Bilal Dhar. One thing common in all this city. Bilal Dhar is from Kashmir. One from northeast. She's Haji is from Pune. Kazi. Bilal Dhar is from Kashmir. Really. And another is Greta Thunberg. You know? अपने देश बच्चों नहीं जानते हम लोग। ये तीनों चारों में एक ही कॉमन है, ऑल आर चिल्ड्रेन इन द एज ग्रुप ऑफ 10 to 15 years के एज ग्रुप में, दे आर क्रिएटिंग हिस्ट्री फॉर क्लाइमेट चेंज। और इसमें से एक बच्चा है जिसको प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने अपने मन की बात में उसका जिक्र किया था, और उस बच्चे का नाम है, तो वो इंडियन बच्चा है। जस्ट गेस कीजिए, आपको 3 नाम दिया मैंने, लिसिप्रिया, हाजिक और बिलाल था। प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने अपने मन की बात में क्लाइमेट चेंज की बात कर रहे थे, उन्होंने इनमें से एक बच्चे की बात किया था, और उसके बेसिस पर उस बच्चे को उस स्टेट का एम्बेसडर बनाया गया था क्लाइमेट चेंज का, और उसका नाम है बिलाल था। बिलाल, और क्यों बनाया गया था? कश्मीर में एक बुल्लुल लेक है, बुल्लुल लेक जो एशिया का सबसे लार्जेस्ट फ्रेश वाटर लेक है, और उसमें जब हम जैसे लोग टूरिस्ट जाते हैं तो खा करके नैपकिन जो है, चिप्स खाते हैं, नैपकिन जो है फेंक देते हैं वहीं पे। वो बच्चे के अभी 15 साल का है, बिलाल दर की उम्र अभी 15 साल का है, 15-16, अब थोड़ा बड़ा गया हो गया। And that he started collecting those, जो भी ट्रैशेस था उसके अंदर, वाटर बोतल, ऑल दोस थिंग, he started and he cleaned lots, and then when some news reporter visited there and he recognized, oh, this guy is cleaning the Ullu lake. Then that was reported, case story bani, and then somehow that story reached to our prime minister, and he mentioned him. And then he became the ambassador of Kashmir Valley Municipal Corporation. So children are working in India, in abroad, for climate change, which is part of it, जो कारण बन रहा है disaster का, one of the main कारण. So we should also be ready to work, contribute, so that we can help, mitigate those causes of the climate change. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shaheen. Thanks a lot. Students are really interactive in your session, and because of the lot of questions that you put towards the children. So students are quite interactive. So